Now I know with the recent announcement of the new Shaman King 2021 anime, there are more people than ever asking the question, is Shaman King worth the investment? And just so that you guys know what perspective I'm coming from, I did not grow up on Shaman King. I did not watch the series on 4Kids, but as a child I was always interested in looking into the franchise. So later on, or probably when I was in high school, when I started to get more and more into manga, I actually began to read the series. And honestly, out of all the manga I've read, nothing really comes close to how different and how unique of an experience I've had with Shaman King was. You'll honestly never see another manga like this at all. Like, it's really hard to just tell you guys like what to be hyped for Shaman King, because it's really just something you need to experience in order to really understand just how good it is. I could really go all day about how amazing this series is, but before I do that, I feel like I should really warn you guys, because as much as I love this series, it does have its shortcomings, and I can understand why people wouldn't necessarily like it or they would find it boring, because Shaman King isn't your typical shonen, for good and for bad. Like those epic fights that you're so used to, I hate to break it to you, but Shaman King, there are plenty of good fights in the series, but you're not going to be getting the Naruto action scenes or the Dragon Ball action scenes or even the One Piece action that you like and that you're used to from this series, because that's not what this series is for. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, if you're on the lines of someone who enjoys simple type things, or you want cool crazy fights, or if you want to kind of turn your brain off and just have fun while reading the manga or whatever form of entertainment that you like, Shaman King is probably not for you. Even though I'm a huge fan of it, there are moments when I did almost drop the series. And that was mainly because I wasn't really open-minded about what I was actually reading. Like, just honestly, just take it from me, because when I say there will be boring moments and there will be slow moments in this series, I am not joking in the slightest. And this is why Hiroyuki Takei says he is not for the mainstream, because he goes about his writing in a very different way. I don't want to call Shaman King Life Lessons the manga, but that's essentially what it is. Shaman King is like a cool, calm, collected read, and I guess you could say it's ironically a spirit walk. And I already know there will be people who will not have the patience for this series. And let me just say this, just because you do not have the patience for the series, that does not mean that it's bad. It just means that Shaman King wasn't for you. This is why I don't want all these newcomers to the franchise to set their expectations so high, because they will honestly be disappointed. So with that being said, before you start Shaman King, before you think that it's trash because it's not what you expected it to be, please just be more open-minded on what exactly you're reading and determine whether or not this is for you. This is something you need to think about while you read, and that's not something most people want to do. And that's why it's vital that you come in with an open mind, because if you don't understand it, if you don't get it, if you raise your expectations or try to compare it to other series that you've read / watched, you're probably not gonna like it. And the last thing I'm going to say about the cons with this series is, if you don't have the patience for One Piece or wanting to read or get into One Piece, I'm not talking about length, I'm talking about you don't have the patience to get through the beginning of One Piece, you're probably not going to like Shaman King. Now that we finally got the bad stuff out the way, I can finally talk about why I love this fucking series. First off, I gotta talk about that amazing art style. This dude, Hiroyuki Takei, is a beast, and people actually compare him to Oda in terms of manga quality. There's a reason why this dude drew Stan Lee's manga. Yes, this dude has also made a manga for Stan Lee, the creator of Spider-Man. It's called Ultimo. Go check that out. It's pretty damn amazing. I'd love to make a video on that sometime. But unfortunately, today we are talking about Shaman King and why you should go fucking read it. Shaman King, when it first dropped, it was way ahead of its time. It was probably the most experimental manga in that Shonen Jump lineup. If it dropped in today's time, I guarantee you people would be appreciating it. I guarantee you people would be appreciating it a lot more than what they have been. Because with this current lineup for Shonen Jump consisting of nothing but mangas that are pushing the genre like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and My Hero, I feel like today's manga readers will appreciate Shaman King a lot more, and it will stop being looked down on in comparison to the other series it was competing against. Because Shaman King is far from your Dragon Ball, your Naruto, or whatever else was dropping around that time. And I really can't stress that enough. And these characters, I know almost every manga has amazing characters. For example, I love my Hunter x Hunter characters, my One Piece characters. I love all of my, I have my, list of favorite characters in manga. But when it comes to these characters in Shaman King, it's not every day that you get a main character like Yoh. And it's not every day that you can see a character like Yoh affect the world around him. The way Yoh plays off the supporting characters just really feels good. Especially when you finally understand more about Yoh's character and why he is the way he is. To really give you an example, I'm not going to show you guys this for the sake of spoilers, but I will be describing a scenario that may or may not happen in the series. And this is basically what the manga is on. For example, imagine if a main villain were to kill two of the supporting characters. And rather than Yoh just getting a power up and beating the shit out of him or killing the villain that just killed his friends, maybe he'd give this dude a hug to make him feel better. And yes, I just said that. That is the type of character Yoh is. He's a pacifist. And it's just really amazing to see how this character will act in these situations when he's forced to use violence or fight. Yoh is more like a spread love type of character. And you don't, when I say you do not see this, you really do not see this every day. And this is one of the reasons why you should go check out Shaman King. And if you're not sold by the main character, the main antagonist is a major selling point as well. Now picture this same character I just described Yoh as. And now picture the exact opposite. Outside of looking just like Yoh, Hao is the exact opposite from him. For example, Hao wants to become Shaman King for the sole purpose of exterminating all human life. Now he sounds like your stereotypical, overpowered main villain character, but Hao is far from that. He is the type of villain to pull up to your house and eat dinner with you. He is the type of villain to pull up to your house and bathe with you. What makes this character so entertaining is how he literally does not give a single fuck. And this is because Hao is so strong, humans are like ants to him. They're so tiny compared to him. He's such a good villain, I would put him upon the likes of Maruam and Dio in villain tiers. This is the type of villain that would wave hi to you and say good morning and then still smoke you. He just does not care. It's just so crazy and so fun to read. It's like, you really just have to see it for yourself. He's just so cool, calm, and collected, like Yoh, but he's not even close to being the type of person Yoh is. And aside from the main villain, the amount of cultures that are inside of this manga is staggering at times. You'll be seeing all these different types of people with different types of spirits and gods fighting by their side, and they'll be using them to fight in the Shaman King tournament. And seeing all these different cultures come together in one place and fight really makes me appreciate how much effort Hiroyuki put into researching these customs, cultures, and drawing them properly. I've never truly seen a badass Native American character in manga until I read Shaman King. And this is coming from a guy who's read a manga with a Native American character as its lead. And Hiroyuki's African characters like Choco Love and Opacho, like, it's not getting better than this. And this is something I wish more people would praise Shaman King for doing. It just gets so annoying because you'll have these same people saying, oh, there's no black people in manga. Where are all these other ethnicities in manga? Da, 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 da. But it's like, maybe they're just not in the manga that you're reading. People will literally overlook Shaman King and not even like see how cultured it is. And if you still haven't decided on whether or not you should look at Shaman King, the fights are great. You'll learn something about what when you read it. You'll think about life and all that crazy shit. But let's just look at the most important thing that Shaman King has done for us. They have a Transformer Lamborghini Angel. You're not fucking beating that. Name another manga that has a Lamborghini Angel. I'll wait. Yeah, good game, fellas.